I'm Rachel Hare, and I'm so excited to be talking to you guys about why you need to be asking people to join your team and take on this Book Lady opportunity for themselves. I just presented at National Convention 2019 about recruiting, so I am excited to share with you part of my presentation from that day. A little bit about me. I started in July of 2016 and I did not promote to team leader until September of 2017. So I waited a full year before even going for the team leader promotion. And part of that is because I was not super comfortable with recruiting. I just had some discomfort about sending out all of these messages, and I had a weird feeling that I was going to be bothering people or annoying them or making them mad. I also felt like a little bit of guilt for asking them something that I knew that I might gain something from, either income or trip points or whatever it might be. I felt that little bit of guilt about knowing that. But think back to when you first started as a consultant and your sponsor probably told you for your launch party to send as many messages as you possibly could. And I'm sure that then you probably felt uncomfortable sending all those messages to acquaintances, to people you don't talk to anymore, and the list goes on and on and on. I know I was super uncomfortable with that, and now I'm extremely comfortable with sending those party messages. And I'm sure that you are too. So we grow and we learn to become comfortable with uncomfortable things. And that's how it is with recruiting. It might feel awkward at first. It might feel nerve-wracking at first, but it is so important to push through it and, get brave and keep asking and don't give up. So we're going to talk a little bit about the ask and why you need to never stop asking. So why ask? There are three main personal reasons that are pretty big about why you want to ask people to join your team. The first one, of course, the biggest one is grow your income. By growing your team, you're going to grow your income. They just go hand in hand. As you grow and as you build your team, your potential income can skyrocket. Promoting to leadership is definitely the way to go if you are interested in growing your income and leading you to financial freedom. And gaining recruits, of course, is the way to promote to leadership. So all of these things tie together. You can also earn your trip, just like this entire training is talking about, our Aloha trip to Hawaii. We are so excited to get to Hawaii, and I hope that all of you will be there. You can earn the trip, and a lot of it is just by having lots and lots of parties and putting it out there and giving people the opportunity to join your team. The more recruits you're going to get, you get those sales points as trip points for yourself too. So the more recruits you're getting and the more you are training them well, you are gaining those trip points for yourself. So you can definitely earn that trip by recruiting. And then you can also increase your impact on literacy. We are just one person. We can only do so many parties, so we can only reach so many kids with our books. But as we recruit more people, we can start creating a bigger impact through others. These are all really personal perks to recruiting and to growing your team. But these are not the real reason why you should be asking everybody and why you should be recruiting. The real reason is that it's not for you, it's for them. So this is where I had a huge mindset shift when it comes to recruiting. Like I said, at the very beginning, I was very uncomfortable with it. I felt like people might think I had a hidden agenda about asking them. I felt like in my brain, I hadn't always had positive, exposure, I guess you could say, to direct marketing. So I just did not think that it was something that was this honest. And so when I attended another video training. I don't remember what training it was, but I attended a training, and it was all about how when we recruit people, it's truly a gift that we are giving them. And when I had that shift in my mindset about what I could potentially be doing for someone else just by asking them to join, it made a huge difference, and it put so much passion behind my messages for the ask. When I ask people to join, I am asking for them, not for me. And I know it's not about me. So I am completely comfortable with recruiting because I know what it has done for me, and I know that it can be life-changing. So if you are not asking people to join, think about what you could be holding them back from. It is not for you. Yes, you might be gaining things from it. You might be gaining an income. You might be gaining trip points. But those things compared to the potential opportunity that it could be for the recruit, it's not even comparable. You are sharing an opportunity. You have the ability to present this gift to others. Do not take that lightly. Your recruiting mindset can be a game changer for your personal recruiting and the way that you are coaching others. When you start to remember that this is not about me, this is about them and what this company can do for them, then you are going to become so much more natural at asking because you truly have that passion behind it. I know when I was first asked by Alexi Walker at her mystery hostess party, I had no intention of ever doing anything like this. I was teaching full time. I had a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Oh, actually, no, when I joined, I had a 2-year-old and I was still pregnant and I had not had my little one yet. And so I was like, there's no way. When she asked me, I was like, no, absolutely not. There's no way I could do something like this. But because she asked, even though I told her no right away, it did get me thinking about it. And I thought, these books are pretty cool. I had never owned an Usborne or Kane Miller book before this party, but when I saw them, I thought they were really nice, obviously, really amazing books. Nothing I'd ever seen before, even being a teacher. And then I saw that you could make a little bit of extra money doing something like this, but really I saw the discount and I thought, okay, I'm probably going to be buying these books anyways. I could probably just use this for the discount. And if Alexi had not asked me, I would not even have had those thoughts going through my head. Never would have even crossed my mind to join or ask her about it or anything like that. So if she had not just put that ask on the table, I would not even be here. And that is huge. When you think about it, that is huge. Where I am in my life today is because of UBAM. And that's because Alexi, built up her brave and asked me. We hadn't talked in a very long time before that party. But because she got brave and she just threw the ask out there in Messenger, it got me thinking. And now here I am, a director, and I was able to resign from teaching, and it has just been an incredible opportunity for me, and I am so thankful that she asked me, or I would not be here. I would not be this happier version of myself that gets to spend more time with my kids had she not just asked. So, your recruiting mindset should be who's next, guess who. Who are you going to present this gift to next? Remember that recruiting is giving, not taking. You are giving so much to them. You're giving them an opportunity, yes, but you're also giving them yourself because you are pouring yourself into their training to help them be successful. We are not just taking from them. We're not just taking trip points or taking commission or taking whatever from them. We are giving them so much more than that. And so that is where your recruiting mindset can shift and where you can start being proud to ask this question and proud to put it on the table and proud to recruit them to your team. It's not just a who's next checklist that we're going down the line collecting all these recruits to our team. We are giving them gifts. We are helping them be successful. And that is the mindset you should have. Instead of feeling, guilty or nervous or and feeling annoying or whatever feeling you have about recruiting, instead of feeling those feelings, instead of feeling like you need to be guilty about asking these people to join this company, you should feel guilty about not asking them. Because if you do not ask them, you are holding something back from them that could be amazing, that could change their life. That is the mindset you need to have when you're asking the questions and when you're recruiting. It is personal. It's personal for everybody, and it can be amazing for everybody. So put that into your head that you are going to ask people because it's wrong for you not to. It is wrong for you to keep this from them. You have to put it out there for people so that they can take the opportunity for themselves and see what comes of it. So how do you find the people to ask? I plan out my calendar every month. I am high gold, but I think that this is good for every single person to do. Being purposeful with my calendar is probably one of the biggest reasons I feel that I am successful with my personal business, because I am very, very purposeful with my calendar. I plan it out every month, so I know exactly when I'm going to have parties. I know exactly what party dates I'm going to be offering to my hostesses to make sure that I'm getting my calendar filled. Getting your party calendar filled is the way to grow your team. So set a personal party goal for yourself. This is your personal party minimum. Kind of like a non-negotiable for yourself. What do you never want to have less than? For me, my party goal is 8. I will never allow myself to have less than 8 parties a month, no matter what I have going on, vacations, spring break, school starting, my kids are sick, whatever crazy things come up with life, because life happens to everybody, I will never have less than 8 parties a month. So think of your non-negotiable and what you want that to be, and then add 2 to that. So my non-negotiable is 8, therefore I have 10 parties scheduled every single month. So you can see here these highlights are my 10 parties. So I party 5 nights a month. I know some people do less, some people do way more. This is what works for me and my goals and for my family, is to do 5 party nights a month. Usually my schedule is all over the place because my husband works some nights, and so I can't party on those nights, so my schedule isn't always super consistent. But ideally, I would love to party every Thursday night, and that's 2 parties, 2 parties, 2 parties. If you're not double booking, you need to be. It's so much better. Keeps you from experiencing any burnout. And you get, 2 birds, 1 stone. You knock it out in one night. So here I have 6, and because July is a weird month, we didn't get to party on the 4th. So I have a Sunday night. And then for my extra 2 parties, I just party on one Sunday night a month. So usually I do Thursdays if I can, or whatever other night of the week that I can possibly do. That's 8, plus I do one Sunday a month to get 10. So whatever your personal non-negotiable is, add 2 to that. So I never have less than 10 parties a month scheduled on my calendar. Now, that doesn't mean that all 10 parties are going to happen. The more parties that you have on your calendar and the more guests and hostesses you have to ask, these 2 extra parties are going to be a cushion for you. Because let's face it, we all have hostesses who ghost us. So those parties don't always happen. We all have parties that are flops. So those parties don't really count. And we all have parties where the hostess turns into a recruit, and now that party is a launch, and we just lost those personal sales. I want HOC2 every month. Everyone should be going for $2,000 every month because it's so doable. If you have 8 parties a month, you can hit $2,000 in sales. So just think how many you can do if you add those 2 extra as a cushion. Because then, if one party doesn't happen because it was a flop or the hostess ghosted you, it's okay. You still have your non-negotiable. If another party doesn't happen because she turns into a recruit and now it's a launch party and you lose those sales, it's okay. Sorry. It's okay because you set those extra parties as a cushion, and now you still have your non-negotiable. That's what those extra 2 parties are for. So if your non-negotiable is you never want to have less than 12 parties a month, then go for 14. You can even triple book so you don't have to increase your amount of party nights, but you can still increase your parties. And then when you do get into a recruiting conversation with somebody, when you bring it up to guests and when you bring it up to hostesses, I always switch to a phone call or voice messages. I know phone calls are not always the favorite for us because we get busy, we always have kids clinging to us. Phone calls can be hard to arrange, and that person might not want to talk on the phone. Not everybody likes to talk on the phone these days. So at least use voice messages. I switch to those as the second I get into a recruiting conversation when somebody seems somewhat interested, because then they can hear my voice, they can hear how sincere I am, they can hear how excited I am, they can hear the passion behind my voice, and how much this company truly means to me and how amazing I think it could be for them too. And so when they can hear your voice behind it, you are now become a real person. You are not just a robot sending them text, through the phone. So switch over to voice messages at least so that you can have more meaningful conversations with them. So let's see who you can ask. Of course, you can ask excited party guests at all these parties you have. If you have 10 parties a month, think of how many guests that is that you get to bring this opportunity up to. That's a lot of people. Ask them right away while they're excited. When you see guests commenting on posts, mentioning books they love, commenting on, how much they love Usborne Books and More already, or even if they say, I've never heard of Usborne Books and More, but I'm so excited, these look so cool. Whatever their comments are in the party when they are participating and they are excited to be here, ask them right away. Here's a little blurb that I use when I am messaging excited party guests. Hey, name, thanks so much for all of your interaction in the party. You are so much fun. I can tell you really love these books like I do. Have you ever thought of doing something like this yourself before? And that just opens the door for the conversation. They'll probably say no, and that's okay. I said no the first time that I was asked. You probably also said no the first time you were asked. And if you didn't, you're probably orange. There's not a whole lot of oranges. Not everyone's orange. So people probably say no because they've never thought about it. Maybe they have a bad taste in their mouth about direct marketing. Maybe they're a part of something else. Maybe they just aren't sure. Maybe they're scared. And maybe they have valid reasons. But they will probably say no, and that is okay. If they say yes, switch to voice messages and start talking to them about that, about their hesitations, like we talked about earlier in this training. If they do say no, that's okay. Switch to hosting. Ask them to host instead. Like, oh, it's okay, girl. I totally understand. I just wanted to bring it up because I love this so much. I love sharing it with other people. What do you think about just hosting a party instead so we can get you free books for your family? It's super easy. I take care of everything. And then offer them your first dates that you have available on your planned calendar. I have, July 11th or 12th available, which one works for you, and try to get a party booked with them instead. Even though they have said no already, you have just planted a little seed in their head they might be thinking about and they don't even know it. And they've never thought about it before, but now they're going to host a party with you and you'll be able to bring it up again to continue growing that thought in their mind. So always ask excited party guests. And again, always switch to voice memos or a phone call when you get into those conversations. If they do say yes or if they start to ask questions, switch to voice message so it becomes more personal. Who else can you ask? Your hostesses, of course. The more parties you have, the more hostesses you have to ask. So it's like you're just creating more lines in the water in your little recruiting ocean. More people, more chances of growing your team. Hostesses make the best recruits. They already love our books, they are already committed to a party date with you, and depending on where you are with the process with them, they might have already done the inviting step, which we know is one of the hardest steps for them anyways. So you could already be one step ahead. Do not keep a hostess from joining before her party. We want to encourage her to join before her party, not after. Yes, you will lose those personal sales, but it is worth it. Recruits are harder to get than parties. So when you book or when you get a recruit who joins before her party and you lose that as a personal party, it's okay. You can add another party in later in the month to replace this one. You can message people and you can get another party booked, no problem. But recruits are harder to get, so you definitely want to be actively recruiting your hostesses. Also remembering your mindset that it's about them, it's not about you. And when they join before their party, they are going to be more successful. Their friends and family are going to want to support them, so they are going to get more sales with their first party that's going to keep them excited and get them going. And again, booking more parties than your personal minimum on your calendar is going to give you more freedom with asking hostesses to join first, because you have that little cushion that you still have your bare minimum of parties you want to do, but just because one got turned into a launch, it doesn't mean that it has to mess up the goals that you have for your personal business. Always ask your hostess 3 times before her launch party. Give her multiple opportunities to make this her own party so that she can experience that thrill and that immediate success. So when should you ask your hostess? The first time I ask my hostess is when we book the actual party. So I might say something like, all right, name, I've got that date saved for you. I can't wait to party together and help you build your library. In the meantime, you should totally think about joining and making this your party. You'd get double free books plus the commission. Just something to think about. And I just throw it out there just to get it in their head. Sometimes right then they say, oh no, thank you, I just want to host. Sometimes they say, oh, okay, I'll think about it. And then sometimes every once in a while they say, oh, let's talk about that, and you can switch to voice messages and you can get into that conversation. Number 2, when the party is already rocking, it's already started, you can ask her again. Your friends are so much fun. Your party's going great. I had to ask again, have you given any thought to joining and doing this with me? So there's the second ask. That's when she might say something like, I haven't, but is it really going that good? And you can start talking about it, especially with this $30 kit special. This is huge. You definitely want to be taking advantage of this opportunity. Number 3, the third time I ask is the last call on the day of the party. They have one last chance to make this their party, to make this their launch before the party starts. Okay, girl, I know you're probably going to think I sound like a broken record over here, but I had to ask one more time. This is the last call to make this your party. Remember, you get double free books plus the commission too. I think your party is going to be awesome. I'd love for you to be part of my book family. Want to go for it. So I'm giving her one last shot to jump in and go for it. So she's gotten to see how great her party is going. She's gotten to interact with some of the guests. So asking one more time, trying to make this her launch before the party starts. And then the last time, if she still hadn't joined before her launch, you can always ask her again when the party is over. Like, yay, thanks again so much for being a fabulous hostess. I'm so excited you're getting blank amount, whatever that amount is, in free books. Guess what? You had 3 friends book a party from yours, so even though your party is over, you could still join. I'd love to give you those 3 friends' parties to help get you started. What do you think of that idea? So now, even though her party has ended, it's too late for her to get the sales, but I'm offering for her to get bookings with her friends so that she already has a starting off point. So she can already feel like she has somewhere to start from right now. And sorry for all those typos that I'm noticing in here. And that is the end. I hope that is helpful. All in all, just remember that when you are asking, you can possibly be giving them the opportunity of a lifetime that they have never even thought of before. Like I said, when I was first asked, this was not even a speck in my mind that I was going to be doing something like this. When I joined Alexi's Mystery Hostess Party, I purely wanted to win the free books. That is why I went. And then just by her throwing that question out there, It got me thinking. I purely joined for the discount. I did not join to sell. I did not join to try to make this an actual business for myself. But here I am 3 years later. I am in love with this company. I'm in love with what we do. And I'm so happy with this job. I'm much happier than I was teaching. And that would not have ever been possible had I not been asked to join. It just took one simple question. Have you ever thought about it? Would you like to talk about it? And it changed my life. If you do not ask people, then you are, honestly, it's kind of selfish to hold it back from people. You need to be asking everyone. Don't be the person that's keeping this opportunity from others. Just put it out there. They might say no. That's okay. Don't be scared of the word no. The word no means you tried. The word no means you went for it. And a no just might mean not right now. It might not be a permanent hard no. So you can follow up with them again in a few months and check with them. Depending on what's going on in their life, they might change their mind. If you don't ask, you'll never know, and they'll never know what this could do for them. So ask, 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 then ask again. Do not stop asking. Build your team, grow your income, and earn the trip to to Hawaii. And I hope that I will get to see you there.